Can we care to enjoy this breakfast?
Princess of Bear, here that we find ourselves in Wilderness Lodge, the home of the Bear Hotel.
Yes, we are going to the Whispering Canyon Cafe for brunch.
Yes, the Canyon Whisperer has called us back because it has been a while. As your number one choice of foodie for entertainment, we're here to try the Canyon food so you don't have to. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. If a bear snores in the woods, do you hear them?
It's time to foodie and chill. I'm a big fan of this avocado toast, and I love the feta that they use here at the Wilderness Lodge, but this is the biggest slice of this avocado toast I have ever received. I actually think this is the biggest slice of avocado toast I've ever had in my entire life. What kind of toast is this? Is it a loaf or a toast? Now, somebody's playing a prank on me, but I like this prank. Play all these pranks on me. I want all of the bread. Now, see, you cut a big piece, and then I guess I got to cut it in half. And then, there we go. Get the seeds, get it all. Get it all. This is, I commit to my mistakes. This bread is so fabulous. It's giving me vibes of like the ciabatta that you can get over at Port Orleans at boat riots. It's good. It's very fluffy, very fresh. I could eat a loaf of it on its own. And then the avocado is really nice. It's not like guacamole consistency, but it does have a puree to it. It's not chunky at all. There's tomatoes in it, and there's tomatoes on it. And then the cheese really brings everything together. Pickled onions, radishes. This is a model French toast. Steakhouse 71 changed their French toast a while back so that it's not vegan anymore. This is the new reigning vegan toast at Walt Disney World. There is no better table service than this toast. Eat your heart out, Cinderella's Royal Table. This is a 5 out of 5. It is a Princessity's item. Get this toast. Get 2 of them. Actually, you might not even need to. The whole table could eat 1.
I feel like we ordered avocado toast and somehow we ended up with an avocado cloud. Because this is a massive hunking, like, third of a loaf of bread, like that thickness, but it's still toasty. So, I mean, it technically counts. And you have the avocado, the tomato, pumpkin seeds on here, that plant-based feta cheese that we're so familiar with. It looks beautiful. I feel like this is the arc that saves all the other avocado toasts. Like, it feels like the avocado toast mothership. The gunship of the avocado toast, the battleship, if you will, because this boy is large. Boy, girl, Dan and him, doesn't matter. It's a big, tasty avocado toast, even with how big it is, because you get so much of like the smashed avocado and the toppings, it doesn't feel out of balance. I don't feel like I'm getting too much bread. It honestly feels like this is how thick all avocado toast should be. Everybody should follow suit. This is wonderful. I would give this a 5 out of 5 claws. This was supposed to be like an appetizer. This is almost a meal in and of itself. Here we have the Western style Benedict, and we're calling Western style. Western, are they eating salmon? I don't know, but you have smoked salmon with like the eggs and the Hollandaise sauce on top, that poached egg, and then you have a barbecue spiced Hollandaise. It's very interesting. On top of toast, little baby toast. We'll take it. Go ahead and cut in it, runny style. Plenty of that smoked salmon. Plenty of the Hollandaise. It smelled smoky, even from here. That is extra rich. Usually I see it in very rich Benedicts, but like the way that the salmon sort of like sticks to the Hollandaise, you got that smoky barbecue flavor in there. Excellent. Poached egg, a little like, I wouldn't say overcooked, but it's less runny than normal poached eggs. That's not a bad thing. It's really more of a preference thing. And I like that the toast is like hard toasted, so it doesn't fall apart under the weight of all these sauces and deliciousness. You're definitely going to need a breath mint after this, but it's completely worth it. It's tasty, it's rich. Everything that a Benedict should be, you're getting. I'm giving this a 4.25 out of 5 claws. Honestly, I'd bathe in it. The Hollandaise sauce, not the salmon. That would be weird. I'm a bear though. It might work.
Here we have the plant-based frittata. It has changed in presentation a few times, but now it's been this little round guy for a minute. It reminds me of the one they serve for breakfast at Gasparilla Island Grill, though that one is a little bit smaller than this one, and this one is topped with cheese. Cannot go wrong with cheese. It is like essentially the vegan skillet that they have here for breakfast, but it's not an all you care to enjoy. So it's just a single portion. And in all honesty, I think this is enough to where you don't really need more. Like, they give you a fair amount of just egg, I think. This is a big bite. Let me cut this in half, actually. My eyes are always bigger than my stomach. Oh, so I drop it. All right, cheers. I think that Whispering Canyon gets a leg up on cooking just egg because it's very clear they have one of those molds. I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of like the waffle iron situation where like you make the mixture of the egg and you put it in like one of those hot molds and then it just kind of creates the shape for you while cooking the food. And then when it's done, you just open it up and you take the thing out and you put it on the plate. And then you can just cover it with cheese and just shove it in the oven for like 15 seconds and then take it out because it's in this and then put all the accoutrements on top. That kind of gives the just egg an opportunity to always be consistent. So you're never going to see like a runny egg in the middle or anything like that. I don't think a lot of people are going to be sending this back like you would if you went to an all-you-care-to-enjoy place like, I want to say Ohana, but Ohana's gotten better with cooking their food, but there was one I had recently that was really bad. Maybe it was Cape May. For breakfast, theirs wasn't that great, but like you can definitely tell when a place is good at making it just egg and when they're bad. These guys have an advantage because you just need to push a button, but there's still a little bit of skill in there. So I'm going to give them points for it. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 frittatas, even though I do think they cheated a little bit. There's nothing wrong with cheating if it's always right. Actually, there's still something wrong with cheating, but somewhere in there is a positive point. I don't know what it is right now, but it's there.
All about that frittata life, living it. Though I still think we need an all-you-care-to-enjoy skillet for vegan for breakfast. You have one for dinner. This is brunch. You know, you could play around with some just egg and seasoned potatoes. Vegans love that kind of thing. It's odd that I run into like a vegan pepper jack cheese has got some spice to it, but that's got a kick. And it almost always has. They've had the pepper jack cheese here for quite some time on like different items. But that's like a 2.5 out of 10 on the heat scale, but it's given like that flavor. And it goes well with like the peppers and things that are in the frittata itself. Soft, it's fluffy, it's cooked excellently. Definitely the star of the dish, and it's not making any excuses for it. Honestly, even though I think this is a good size, I wish it came with 2. I would give this a solid 4.25 out of 5 claws. What breakfast is complete without some nice crispy potatoes? Breakfast potatoes come in all sorts of configurations. Honestly, I prefer wedges in all regards. Wedges just seem to have like that superior ability to get like a nice roasty surface area, and these are no different. Excellent, well roasted. I love the skin on it. They actually don't need ketchup. If you want to ask for that here, you can do that. Just be prepared to be a little bit embarrassed. Perfectly fine. They do have mustard here as well, but I really don't need those for these potatoes. They're cooked well, and I have no complaints. I give that 3.75 out of 5 claws.
I do want to make it clear for those who are maybe apprehensive of coming here, or maybe you've never been here before and you're not really familiar with like the dynamic of the potatoes and the ketchup situation. You may have heard it in the background, maybe not, but when you ask for ketchup here, it's kind of a big deal. Bear and I always opt out of ketchup. We usually just ask for mustard. But this is one of those rare places where we don't really need either, and it's really not because of the environment of the restaurant, it's because of us. So do not, just because we're not asking for ketchup doesn't mean you shouldn't. So ask for ketchup, get the experience, and or copious amounts of ketchup. Because if you like ketchup, this is literally the restaurant for you. So let's go ahead and get into these potatoes. Ooh. Almost dropped my knife on the floor, but I didn't. I caught it. I did think about putting Earth Balance butter on here because our server was awesome and gave it to me, but I think potatoes can just sing on their own. I wouldn't necessarily call these breakfast potatoes because, in my opinion, breakfast potatoes, or what you would quote unquote call hobo potatoes, at least in California, I think, where you get like potato cubes and then they're like sauteed with like peppers and stuff, so that it's kind of like almost like a scramble or like a hash, but it's not. This is more like, because they serve these potatoes for dinner too, these are wedges. These are unseasoned wedges with salt and pepper on the table, so you can choose your own adventure on how salty you want your potatoes. And I think that's pretty good if you're here for brunch or lunch. Well, they don't actually do lunch, but they serve breakfast till 2, so it's kind of like brunch or dinner. If you're coming here at like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you want breakfast, I might ask for Mickey waffles instead. They do have the vegan ones, so if you want vegan Mickey waffles, you can have that. But as they stand as just like potato wedges, not breakfast potatoes, they're fine. As breakfast potatoes, I don't think that there's truth in advertising. So because I don't think that the name matches the option, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 breakfast potatoes, but they're good. And as for ketchup.
Nice seasoned breakfast potato. Crispy. Little skin action there. Nicely roasted. Bit more of a chew, bit of a dry potato with them not being seasoned. They do have Earth Balance butter if you want to like help them slide down your gullet, but they are still a very good potato. But they do need, I feel like, a copious amount of like pepper or salt to sort of like level them out, because it is in this case just a plain roasted potato. Nothing wrong with that, but it is a potato. Nothing fancy, nothing rememberable, worth remembering, rememberable. I would give that 2.5 out of 5 claws. They're not offensive, but they're not winning awards either.
The beyond of the beyondest meat. Head to the beyond with us as we enjoy a Beyond sausage. As much as I don't mind Beyond sausage, I wish Disney would make their own. I wish they would do maybe like a TVP sausage. Just go ham on something cool. But this isn't bad either. It is the regular Beyond sausage. It is not the hot Italian. I kind of expected it to be the hot Italian because we have a spicy frittata in here, but maybe like they wanted some sort of balance. Either way, it's not bad. It's actually cooked perfectly. I like my Beyond to have a little bit of crunch to it. I know they say, I don't like it overcooked. I don't like it when it's dry. But if you follow the packaging instructions, I always feel like it's a little wet. Like it's a little under. And I think that's as it's intended because it's supposed to cook a little longer as it's resting, but I don't let it rest. I think this is the appropriate cook on a Beyond sausage, and I'm here for it. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 sausage. I think it's good.
I would always say that if you're unsure, you should order alt meat at a particular restaurant, and you haven't been there before, I would say lean towards the places where it's on the menu. They have a lot more experience cooking it. Something where it's like off the menu and they have it, while you can get some very nice things, there are times since they're less experienced cooking on a regular that they may come out less than ideal. Here with Spring Cane, they cook a lot of Beyond Meat. They offer it both for breakfast and for dinner, and their vegan skillet. So they know what they're doing here with their sausages. So I don't think we've ever had a Beyond sausage here come out looking like it needed more time on the grill. But this boy, he looks crispy. Significant crunch, significant seasonings and flavor, very consistent Beyond flavor. I wish at this point though that Beyond made a tube, like this tube style sausage in like a breakfast configuration, because they make medallions that have like a breakfast spice to it, like a spiced breakfast sausage, whereas like the links are just like sausage. I miss some of those like breakfast brunch seasonings in the sausage, but that's like a blue sky complaint, if anything. It's an excellent sausage. It's cooked well. I don't think you could knock anyone for this Beyond Meat. This 3.75 out of 5 claws.
We came here kind of early, not early morning, it's like mid-morning, and we were up late last night, so I wasn't all with it this morning when we got here. And in that, I forgot to mention that I was vegan, and we forgot to mention Bear's allergy too. So when I ordered, we put all our food in at the same time. We put our drinks, our apps, and our aunts all in at the same time with our server. And when we got to my aunt's, I ordered the frittata, and she was like, I just want you to know it's vegan. Are you okay with that? And I was like, oh, I'm vegan. It's fine. And her being really awesome, she actually ended up just bringing me Earth Balance butter for my toast, which I didn't even ask for. And I was apprehensive after I put in my order. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't ask for Earth Balance. Usually I ask for all the vegan things ahead of time if I feel like I need to help my server out, or if I fail, like in this scenario, and to mention that I am vegan, like obviously I have to ask for something that I didn't specify. So the fact that she just like proactively went and did that for me is like some Disney magic I feel like I haven't experienced in a minute. And this is a huge amount of Earth Balance butter, so I'm gonna go hard on it. Now this is the same toast that you can get if you do the vegan omelet at Steakhouse 71, or if you go to like most buffets, I want to say like ones we've been to recently, Chef Mickey Breakfast or Tusker House Breakfast, they all have the same toast. You just have to toast it yourself, so it may not come out like this. One thing I will say about this toast, it's toasted perfectly. I have no notes. I love it. I would eat it again. I would eat a sandwich out of this. In fact, I would make my frittata into a sandwich with this toast and the Beyond sausage, like cut it up and just have a nice little like breakfast sandwich. Here for that. I would give the toast a 4.5 out of 5 breads. I love bread that gives good bread. And this one, we'll go steady. It can pin me.
Luckily, I have the benefit of having a princess that is excellent at spreading butter. I suck at it. Like even at home, she spreads all the butter. I do like a terrible job every time. I like clumps. It's never even. And even if I do, it's way too thick in spots. Get you a princess that knows her butter spreading. It gives good toast. Good bread, as the princess would say. I can do it like a harder toast, like maybe what is like the scale from like 1 to 5, like a 3 or 4, but it's fine toast. And no complaints, really. 3.25 out of 5 claws. So here we have this beautiful glass, the toasted marshmallow coffee. You have Kentucky Bourbon Trace with Joffrey's coffee, cold foam, and then a marshmallow syrup topped with marshmallows. This is a beautiful glass. This whole bean soup for breakfast thing keeps happening. I was like every child's dream grown up. I feel like I just drank a s'more for breakfast with a little hit of Joffrey's coffee. You do taste the bourbon, but it's not horribly strong, nothing overpowering, but it's something that sort of gets you in the mood of the wilderness. I feel like I need like a campfire and a cowboy hat now. Delicious. 4.5 out of 5 claws. The cane whispered and my stomach answered.
I did very much enjoy our brunch. We have some anxiety coming to this restaurant from previous experiences here, especially on special occasion days. We didn't plan to come here on special occasion day, but that's just what happened. And we still had an amazing time. So I think the one time that we had a bad time was like a one-off situation. And it's really any dining reservation is what you make it.
Yes.
If you're coming in hot with the host, your whole like,
You're gonna have a bad time.
yeah, your reservation is gonna be terrible. So like, just come in, have a good time, be chill. You're on vacation. This isn't the park. Just relax, go at resort pace, breathe, stop and smell the roses, enjoy the water, and have a nice vacation.
Yeah, when it's busy, it's gonna be a little busy. People a little high strung today. I understand. It's technically a holiday. But we want to know what you guys think of Whispering Cane. The food here has been great. Even when you don't get the skillets, we think that it's an excellent place to come for like a nice breakfast and the perfect place for an after meal stroll for sure. But as always, let us know what you think in the comments below. If there's anything else you can see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear will stop creating core memories at Wilderness Lodge, and then what will the Bear Hotel be without Bear core memories?
It's a fair question. Which heard the girl.